Hello my friends, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer version 5. I am Sir Augment, and we are finally starting our campaign as the Dunedain of Arnor. We will reforge a great kingdom in the north here, and we shall not be joining with Gondor and Dol Amroth to the south. Denethor shall stand on his own, and the stewards of Gondor shall hopefully keep the tide of Mordor at bay while we consolidate power here in Eriador. Now, I figured it was finally about time to start this campaign. It was over a month ago now that I had posted the next video update, and, or next faction, I should say. And considering that on the 3rd or on the 4th of this month, I will be getting access to Warhammer 3, I figured I should this would be a perfect time to start the video series, because I do plan on doing some Warhammer 3 content, but I want to get this out because I know some of you have been waiting for this, so here we finally go. We're going to go ahead and just get right started with the campaign, and I will see you guys on the battle map. And welcome, my friends, to Divide and Conquer version 5. Many of you will be familiar with this script now, as you've either played Divide and Conquer or have been watching the channel. There are some updates here for version 5, but not too much compared to what you guys already have in 4.6. So we're just going to go ahead and go right past that. Here is the intro for the Northern Dunedain. I know some people like to read the whole thing. I think it's been done enough, so if you guys want, you can read it there, but other people have played the Dunedain. I don't believe that anything in here has been changed for version 5. I believe this text is still the same as it has always been. And when we get the diplomatic information. Now, something that I actually didn't know about in all of my hours playing Medieval 2 is that I didn't realize your difficulty actually changed your starting funds and your King's Purse. So I did a few test runs, and I had noticed, because I had just played on easy, and I was like, huh, I have more gold than I usually do, or on medium. And so yeah, if you play on easy, you get something like 16,500 gold to start with, and I forget what the King's Purse is. I think it's almost 2,500. So if you guys are struggling with the campaign, you could always try adjusting that to have a little bit more money. One thing that is to note is I believe Dol Amroth currently only has like a few hundred gold in its King's Purse, which is just absolutely awful. Now for version 5, the Dunedain have been shifted, so Halbrad of the North now spawns in the town of Matraith, no longer in the fort over here along the river. So you do start with that settlement, kind of gives you a good foothold into Cardalon. And up in the north, instead of, was it Arvidui? No, Hervigil. Hervigil used to spawn between Fornos and Numenos, but he now spawns over here in the Weather Hills. To be honest, I kind of preferred him being over here, because that way you can get to a Numenos a little bit quicker, but it's not too much of a deterrent. Like, it won't take that much longer to really get him over there, plus it's kind of better to get some extra units. His starting army isn't too well suited for the starting army in a Numenos. But as for our plans for the campaign, we will have Aragorn work on his little quest there. We'll probably ignore Tirith Huin for a little bit. The goblins can go ahead and send their, their numbers to die over there. We will actually be taking Halbrad up to the north. We will be leaving Matraith and granting this to the ownership of Barlaman, the council master of Bree. So we will let Bree develop this town just because I don't want to put any money in it, and they can kind of keep Dunland at bay for a little bit until we can consolidate power up here. The Dunedain is by no stretch of the imagination an easy campaign. Obviously, if you get into the Reunited Kingdom really fast, by completing Aragorn's quest and sending him straight to Gondor, you're pretty much not going to die because you're going to have so much wealth and power, but it's a little bit more challenging going with the Arthedain route, since we will be restricted to stay in the north, rebuild the Palace of Kings in Numenos, and then eventually assimilate with Bree and the Shire, which gives you a nice economic boost, and then you'll also have your powerful units from Cardalon and Rudour to join your ranks. So we'll go ahead and just start this off. So first, I want to get a Diplomat, which is going to come from Ost Sul, and I want to get Dunedain Scouts because they are amazing against the Goblins. They are a bit hefty, but it's your only real cavalry option in the early game, so to me it is absolutely essential to get those units. Aside of that, I think We really need to get Osul to upgrade at some point, but do we want to get for Carpenter Hut starts, or do we want to go for something else? I kind of like the idea of leather tanners. We'll do Carpenter's Hut there. I don't think the leather tanner would actually help us in Osul because I don't think any of these units benefit from it. I think we'll need a blacksmith, but we will eventually get a blacksmith going on here at Fenesturinnen, which thankfully won't take too long to upgrade. We will pull Aragorn out immediately, have him just start putting up some watchtowers up here. That way we have some vision. He is free, so we don't need to worry about any upkeep from him. And outside of that, I think we'll have to keep those 2 units in there. We will send these 2 Dunedain Wardens to the fort right there. And then actually, if we get the stone circle, it'll give Erefor free upkeep. How much is he currently costing us? That's something good to consider. 145, so even though we'd save money on the stone circle by getting this, we're going to save more in the long run, like 300 gold by getting the stone circle and then going for the Carpenter's Hut. Does that sound about right? Because this would be 1,000, that would be 15%. So yeah, we actually save more money by going Stone Circle than Carpenter's Hut. But we will grab some extra rangers. We are going to need them. And immediately, I am just going to pull Halbrat out from the south here. I don't believe there is anything to worry about with the Barrow-wights here. I think they're stuck where they're at, so we don't need to put that there. We could always grab some Breland Militia if we wanted, but they're just a bit too expensive for the early game. And I think we might be... yeah, we're still making money, which is good. But honestly, yeah, there's not too much that you can really do. I guess you could technically send Erefor out to the fort over here, but then you're not getting the money from the city, so I'm not sure. We're going to turn up taxes just for now to get a little bit extra money for the first few turns. And then I will see you guys on turn 2. And here we are now on turn 2, so we're going to ignore this mission to take Teardo, and the reason being is that the goblins of the Misty Mountains often have a pretty sizable starting army, and so I would rather not fight them. They love to go for Teardo as one of their early game expansions, so if we just let them take it, they can put their money into it. We can always take it later. It is just a very basic village. It is a Dunedain village, though, so it does help us because we can build a Dunedain war camp and get some of our rangers, but for now, we shall not be worrying about that. So Aragorn will just post up with a watchtower right there, and we're going to go ahead and march him towards Bree. Now, we do have Halbarad. He is going to hopefully walk around Mangalin, avoid people. Now, we need to be careful, though, as we move him up north. Somewhere in this region, there is actually a rebel army that we want to ignore. So we're going to send Hervigil out that way. It is going to take some of his upkeep, so we're not going to make as much money, but that's exactly why we turn the taxes up. And now our diplomat will move to Bree, and we shall offer them the city. They are bankrupt, so we're not going to get really any money out of it, unfortunately. We might be able to get like a quick 1,000. Another thing you can do is you can actually make a demand that they trade you Longbottom or Hobbiton, actually, and you can get that. I haven't tried it with Michael Delving, though. Yeah, no, they wouldn't want that. But I've actually been able to get them to trade Hobbiton for Metrite there, and they'll actually do it, but I don't want to do it because the public order penalty is really heavy, and because you have no units over there, it's just not worth it. So I'd recommend, if you're going to do this, maybe hold on to Metrite and wait for them to build up everything in Hobbiton and get all of the economic reland buildings there first and foremost. Eventually you'll get Hobbiton anyway, so we're just going to ask for some map information and like 1,000 gold. They are... is my numlock on? There we go. They are bankrupt, so I'm not sure if we'll actually get it. It would be nice, though. Okay, perfect. It still does. Like I said, we don't need much for that, but we're not going to be making much money from that town, and in fact, we're actually going to lose a little bit because we're not getting that 300 income. But they'll get a couple garrison units. They can build up infrastructure. It might even help them take Mangalin. I have not actually gone that far in the campaign. As for units here, we do have the Dunedain Scouts getting closer to completion. We will want to grab some Woodland Hunters, although those Dunedain Rangers aren't that much more. Yeah, we'll grab these. And maybe grab these wardens now that we can. And obviously we can just kind of put units in these free upkeep slots. It might be worth it to grab the Preland and Archer Militia just to throw them into the fort. That way we have the extra bodies there. So I think that is the best course of action when you play as the Dunedain. as you can see, these first few turns will be really, really short. But I always like to skip the first one, because the first one's when all the scripts are going off, and it always seems to take the longest. I didn't really time it, but it felt like when I did the first end turn, it was something like probably 4 or 5 minutes. But these other intermediate turns aren't nearly as bad as those. And something I just realized now, I feel like it would be more suiting if Gondor was named the Stewardship of Gondor, rather than the Kingdom of Gondor, simply because there is no king at this time, and there won't be, and not in this campaign either, since we shall not be forming with them. And a little bit of history about the Kingdom of Arnor. It actually went on until the Third Age, 1975, so just a little over 1,000 years from when the Divide and Conquer setting takes place. Their last king was Arvedui, who actually had fallen trying to take a boat out of the ice bay of Foreshell, and the snowmen up there advised him not to in the winter, and he did not heed their warning. And so with his death, the kingdom fell into ruin, but not before long before that, plague, famine, and war with the Witch King did occur. So yeah, this tile right here, you can see the little kind of dark spot. That is where the rebel army is. We will get ambushed if we go over there, but it's also kind of in our most optimal movement path. So no. That is not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, maybe we can manually retreat here. There's no way we're gonna beat this army. Oh, this is not what I wanted to do on the first turn. I thought they were a little bit farther to the right. I guess that makes sense. They're right there in the trees. Alright, well, first battle, and it's gonna be a horrible one for us. These bandits will destroy your Dunedain Rangers if they get into melee. Can we actually retreat? Like, can we get out of here? Okay, yes we can. That sucks though, because it does take another turn. So which way are you guys gonna go? That way? Oh, this is kind of close. I don't like it. Why are you guys going that way? Oh no, I don't know if we're actually gonna get out here. I mean, Rangers are fast, but you know, these guys behind us are much faster. Oh, jeez. Please get out. This is really not where I wanted to be today. Yeah, there's just too many bandits, and they have, like, full armor upgrades, so they are just devastatingly powerful. Like, I've made mistakes actually trying to fight them. Like, sure, you can skirmish with them to a point, but unless you have your two armies joined up, and we're already caught by bandits, are you serious? Alright, I'm just gonna try to manually exit that battle. We will see what happens. Yeah, I hate bandits. I really hate roaming armies in this game. I hate bandits like that because there's nothing you can do to stop the ambush. It seems like you always get ambushed most of the time. Hopefully we get out there with very minimal casualties, just exiting the battle. But yeah, I mean, the bandits were keeping up with Halbarad, and he alone, even though his bodyguard is strong, he cannot beat those guys. And you will take losses. It's too many to take a Numenos. So I've already shown you what not to do there. How far back did he get? Oh, that's actually not bad. He got pushed back towards the left side. So that kind of works out for us. I guess we could just... That's going to take 3 turns, though. Yeah, we're going to ignore him. We're just going to walk up that way and meet up over here. So it's not too terrible. We only lost a couple of Dunedain Rangers and like 300 gold. But yeah, you definitely do not want to fight this 5-stack army. I guess they don't actually have melee defense. I don't know, you can do it with this army. I just didn't have them there, so I wasn't going to risk having my Rangers get stuck in combat with these, or to have these bandits just overwhelm Halbarad there. So totally not worth it. Would not recommend. Alright, we did get the Builder's Hut here and finished Druinin. So I think we'll work on the Leather Tanner and just slowly work that up. Ostul has a stone circle. And so we could grab chicken farming. It would help us with our income. Herbalist would be nice for casualty replenishment. So how are we doing on income? Not great. Let's just grab the Leather Tanner because it will give us some gold. We'll grab Carpenter's Hut, then Leather Tanner. I think that will be a good call. Now we have a few more turns. I think turn 5 or 6 is actually where the Bree event pops off for Aragorn. So I'm just going to grab a few watchtowers here. And I think we will hold our ground in the settlement. And pretty much right after we get the mission for Bree, we will send Aragorn to the border of Osul and Bree. He shall then find that Gandalf is not there, and we can run him over to the Rudauer region, where I think it's Camith Bryn is the castle in Rudauer. If we just put him in that region, he'll be able to find Gollum, and we can kind of quickly accelerate our way through that script. Basically, I'd like to kind of get the Oathbreakers early. It would certainly help with dealing with Angmar. My plan would be just to send the King of the Dead up there to just sack Carn Dûm and just kind of get rid of some of the presence of the Witch King up there. I mean, the Witch King isn't up there yet, but it would basically stop a lot of the Angmar spam that would come our way and give us time to really build up our base of operations. Alternatively, we could have the King of the Dead go into Isengard. We could remove Isengard from the game, allowing Rohan to be strong and hold Mordor off bay. Or we could even send him to Khazad-dûm to get rid of the goblins, although we wouldn't get Khazad-dûm East, the rich lands. We would only get Khazad-dûm West. So it probably isn't worth it, and we're not going to be able to hold that public order anyways. How are we looking on an end of term report? We're still making money, which is good. Everyone's getting ranger cloaks. Do you have any diplomatic missions? Not really. Maybe I'll just send him to the elves and get some information with them. So we're just going to keep making our way up north. I guess we could have camped in the fort, wouldn't have been a bad idea. We'll grab some bandits before we get into the city. I don't like Dead Man's Dyke just because there's trolls in it, so that's a little bit scary to fight so early on. Yeah, Breland Militia, why don't you go in there? We can send these horse archers to that fort. And why don't you guys also go there? Just kind of divvy up the free upkeep. We'll grab those two and then throw them into those free upkeep slots as well. Basically, we're going to need as many soldiers as we can possibly get here. We will post up a watchtower there, so we have some decent vision of the Weather Hills. And Aragorn can make it into Bree next turn. I think, is that everything? Yeah, they go by pretty quick. I may have made one more unit than necessary. I wouldn't mind getting into Camith Bryn too, but the fact that there's trolls hiding in the woods here is a little bit scary. Though it does look like the High Elves have actually made progress going south, so if the goblins don't take Tir Dúin, we can push in there, but honestly, Osul and Vanished Ruinen are right there. So if goblins do go in, which they usually do, we can send in a force to go take the camp, and ideally they'll also capture the rebel castle to the southwest and start building that up for us, because there's just no infrastructure in these regions. It's just very, very poor, so I've become more of a fan of the tactic of letting the AI build up settlements that you have no real value in. I mean, sure, it is good to have land, but what use is a village that you can only train a couple units out of that only makes you like 200 gold a turn, and is a constant threat from being attacked by another, neighboring faction? You have to put a lot of money into those places and defending them, and it's just not that worth it. I'd rather have my investments go into Anuminos, Dead Man's Dyke next, and then our capital and Ost-Sul. Well, honestly, once we have Anuminos, we should be pretty good to go. We'll focus on population growth there and get as much as we can, and probably leave Hervigil there as a governor. And then that way Halbarad can kind of be put to good use fighting against Angmar, since he does have armor-piercing arrows with his steel bows. So he is actually pretty formidable against the armored legions of the cold, wintry north. And yeah, look at those rebel armies. That's a half stack. Probably has some trolls in there. I don't want to go into that region yet if I can help it. And it's just the turn, though. It must be turn 6 that we get the trigger. So while we're waiting, I guess I could put one more watchtower there. And now we're actually a little bit out of range, so I kind of screwed myself doing that. Although, what can you do? So 990, it would be not a bad idea to get a herbalist there. Lumber camp has it been made cheaper? I mean, lumbermen are just not that good. Like, at the end of the day, it is our kind of only armor-piercing unit, I guess. For melee, I've never been a big fan. And it's only 32 gold versus, what is this? Also 32. So you only get the option to train lumbermen. There's nothing else. I really feel it's different trade resources attached to it. I mean, I guess they wouldn't be bad against, like, goblin bodyguards. I don't want to put money into it. No, we want to save money for Numinos. We will hold off, and we will be smart about this. Alright, so Halbarad, you can probably join Hervigil next turn.
Yes, my lord.
And Hervigil can start the besiege. Let us do that. We'll just need one ram. Honestly, if they do sally out, this works out with Hervigil's army.
Yes, my lord.
Not sure if they will. They'll probably stay within the walls.
Your order.
I am tempted to move these horse archers up there. That's actually a good use of them. Yeah, what's even in here? Yep, trolls. Screw that. We don't want to fight them. Might be worth it to also move these horse archers up to Osul. Yeah, let's do that. Because we're going to need horse archers. They're very cost-effective in this campaign. And Kaer Andros is already under attack. Not great for Gondor. But here we go. A quest for a hero. Chieftain Aragorn. These are dark times we live in. A shadow covers the lands of Middle-earth. Whispers of a great evil lurking in the east. It is said that the Nine have left Minas Morgul and are traveling west across the lands as we speak. I have a feeling that a storm is coming and we should be prepared. It would be best if you traveled to the city of Bree in order to acquire information about all that has happened beyond our borders. You should go to the Prancing Pony where many good travelers rest from their long journey. Perhaps there are men from the south or dwarves from the eastern provinces that may provide us with valuable information. Right now, my friend, may your journey be blessed. Now, actually, I didn't screw myself over. We can stand right here, and so long as we are basically just in this region, it will proc the next side of the script. You don't actually have to bring Aragorn all the way to the Bree land there, which is nice. And now we are pretty much ready for the Numenos fight. I will grab these bandits. Do I need them? That's 500 gold that we could spend in the city. I wouldn't mind having just a cheap unit that can take damage. Yeah, we'll get some expendable bandits. They'll be worth it for the assault. We'll go in there. We do have 1,000 to their 970. We shall name this hamburger. And not hamburgers. Let's be something realistic here. I was trying to think of a weird pun for Halbarad. Hal is not bad. That'll do. Quickly save the game there, and we do outnumber them, which is a good advantage. The main threat being these two woodland hunters and the axemen in melee if they do get on Halbarad, but we'll keep them at bay. We are double general stacking here with Hervigil. His body piercing arrows, or not body piercing, but armor piercing will be useful against the sellswords, and so will Halbarad's, while the Dunedain Rangers themselves shall be best at use either shooting lumbermen or shooting woodland hunters. So welcome, my friends, to Numenos. It is currently in ruins. Towers are currently fallen over, and it has seen definitely better days. But we shall rebuild a new kingdom here for Arnor, and as Aragorn shall become king. It'll be interesting. Can we actually get a few shots through that gap there? I bet we can. We don't want to use too much ammo. I always thought it was interesting, though. You go back here and you just have this tower that's just, like, completely fallen, like, tipped over here. It's pretty interesting, I'd say. How many of you guys are actually getting accurate shots, though? That's the real question. Any of you shooting through the gap? A couple of you actually are. Gotten a few kills. I'm content to let them shoot for now, just up and over, since there are so many lumbermen sitting here. Some of these arrows will make contact. We're already at 2%. Of course, it'd be much better to not be shooting from up here. But we'll just take what we can get for now. It's going to be a little bit hard to push through these gates with all these lumbermen here. So we kind of just need to thin out their numbers as much as possible. Yeah, we'll keep on shooting. It'd be great if they could actually get perfect arcing shots right above the bridge here. We want to save, let's use maybe a third of our ammo before we go in. It's mostly these guys that I worry about, though. Maybe 2 more volleys. See, they're very spread out, so yeah, let's stop now. Let them reform. And in fact, if we go maybe position over here, I wonder if they could fire up and over the wall. Kinda doubt it. It probably isn't going to work the way I'd like it to. I mean, some of them might be able, if we go like right there, they might be able to shoot just through that gap, so we'll give that a shot. Let's get these 2 Dunedain wardens up here. Our infantry are going to need some support. That gate is already nearly down. You guys into one group. And yep, go ahead and shoot, lads. If you can get a perfect volley right in that gap, that would be amazing. Actually, yeah, looks like a lot of arrows are going to fit through there, so... Yeah, there's a pro tip. Shoot through this gap when you're assaulting the settlement. Alright, so let's just hit the lumbermen straight ahead. We're going to need spearmen in here. We need to just get the archers in, ideally. See how many kills we can get just shooting at them right there. Not too bad. Alright, let us stop that. Let's move up, lads. So if we're lucky, these guys will stay away. Oh, nope, of course they won't. Alright, that is going to be a bit of an issue. We'll go into shield wall, see if we can push through the gaps. Come on, lads. Or alternatively, we could push left and go on this side. Let's try that. You guys go over there. You guys run that way, please. Spearmen versus axes, not a great matchup for us. We do have decent defensive skill and not too much armor to rely on. And lumbermen aren't amazing, so we'll see how this goes. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe let's work on the right-hand side. Push through that. I think you guys could shoot right in there. Yeah, just like that, please. Right through the gap. They might be too close, so that might be an issue. Yeah, bandits are not doing so hot. Yeah, they're not able to shoot through there as well as I would have liked. We could try to get Hervigil in there. He might be able to squeeze right through the gap. We're actually destroying the guys over here, which is nice. We'll activate leadership. I forget exactly what it does, but it will give us a type of, like, stat boost for this combat. Excellent work, my lads. Yeah, bandits not doing so hot. They've definitely seen better days. We actually have 2 units with leadership, so that's actually good to know. You guys head that way. Please go that way. Like, please go off to the side. That would be great.
The battle is very much in our
Alright, we've pretty much pushed through the left. Come on, lads, get in there. I don't mind too much about the bodyguard going down. I just need to get these archers on the flank. Now, you know what? Go into melee for now. Steel bowmen, you will definitely be better than lumbermen. As long as you don't take hits like this poor chap. Come on, lads. Yeah, they're just going to crush through this flank. If we can get them through this side, they can start to shoot down all of these chaps. We actually have 4 units of rangers, so if we can, we might want to get them in here. So they're already shaken. Our Dunedain Wardens did take some serious damage, but they pushed through pretty well. You stay in melee. Steel bowmen, you have a lot of men in your retinue, so please get like right there and start to fire. That would be excellent. And these bandits need to move up a bit more too. Of course, hopefully our casualties will come back after this battle. So they're already wavering. That is good. You guys get engaged. Just kind of get them out of your face, please. Alright, over here, lads. Over here. Keep it moving. And here we go. Go ahead and start shooting. Right into these lumbermen from behind. Clean up their numbers so we don't have to in melee. It looks like our shield wall kind of broke a bit here. Let's push out more over here. And shield wall attack. There we go. That's what I like to see. They're still shaking. They're wavering. They're down to 30 or so men. They're going for now. We got to keep an eye to make sure that those guys never come up to the front. Doesn't look like they want to yet, though, so that's kind of good for us. Alright, let's move you guys there. Let's get you guys right over here, please. Here, have you guys fall back. You guys shoot those lumbermen, please. Don't let them get away. The bandits are pretty much good as dead now. Just let any rotting unit die so we don't have to fight them again in the town square. That would be great, thank you. Guess we can move in these rangers now, too. Yeah, it looks like the bandits are basically dead. You guys not even firing at the unit I told you to? Well, alright, just switch to these. Friendly fire, I'm not worried about. We just need these lumbermen to die. And friendly fire and bandits is whatever. They're meant to die anyway. Kind of glad I brought them now, otherwise these lumbermen would have probably annihilated at least one of these units of Dunedain Wardens. It looks like they're a bit too tight, though, for our arrows to get maximum kills. You know what? We need to get you guys in there. Are they routing? Perfect. Alright, chase them down. Chase them down. No one fire. Absolutely no one fire. Just chase them down. Like you guys are able to do it, hopefully. Alright, no they're not. Alright, cool. Lovely. Alright, well, just shoot them, I guess. Alright, that'll do. Alright, you lads, right there, please. I don't know why I even gave him this order. Lumberman down to only 53, which is not bad. Keep a few more volleys going. I know we're wasting a lot of shots right now. Okay, though, I'm not worried. Alright, and we'll move up now. I think if we just get these guys out of shield wall, they should be able to charge into those. Oh, there we go. And they are routing. Perfect. So we'll just kind of form up our army here for now. We'll need to be careful once we get towards the town square, though. Those woodland hunters will do some serious damage to us. So we might want to let the steel bowmen and the Dunedain bodyguards tank most of the damage. Keep it rolling on 6 times speed for a moment. Yeah, you lads will need to walk up. You're just like that. I'd like for them to have their full stamina, though. That is a bit important to me. What we could honestly do is we could, like, camp the general, like, right over here and make them, like, either shoot through this gate or shoot up and over. I think we'll do that. We'll use up his ammo, but there's actually all these, never mind. We don't want to use up his ammo. We'd like to use up some Dunedain Ranger ammo so we can safely deal with the units up there. The Woodland Hunters, they are deadly. If we can just get right outside of their range, that would be perfect. Are we in range? Yep, there we are. Can we shoot just up and over through that? That actually works. That's not bad. That is actually not bad, considering their positioning. 100 units right there. We'll just exhaust the ammo supplies that we have. That way we minimize damage when we walk through this front gate. Because otherwise, yeah, these Woodland Hunters are going to do a lot of damage to us. Let's get you guys ready to fire right after them. Actually, are you in range? Not yet, not yet. Alright, we're getting there. Keep on firing, lads. Maybe switch to those Woodland Hunters in the back. Yep, spread the damage around. Yeah, their 5 missile attack is devastating, so I'd rather just cheese this while I can, guys. I know it's not the most interesting battle, but I am going to take what I can early game to maximize how quickly we can roll through with Eriador. You lads run up next and fire. We outrange them, so we shall use that advantage. And I'm at only 40, which is not bad. Here, switch to those guys. Perfect. Yeah, we still have most of the battle timer anyway, so yeah, we'll just sit for a moment. Come on, they're down to only 22. That's not bad. It's the cell swords that really cause some damage. And, whoa, they're actually moving up. Alright, interesting. Didn't expect them to do that. We'll move in the next unit then. Why don't you lads shoot at those? And you guys can move up. In fact, we might as well just move up the wardens at this rate. Yeah, let's get you lot in there. You guys shoot right at those Woodland Hunters. They should be able to shoot right at them and deal with them. It might be better to actually start shooting at those guys, though. Keep on shooting, please. Alright, you guys switch to those. Bodyguards right over there. Steel bowmen over here. Yep, please shoot at the Woodland Hunters. Let's get rid of them. Here, deal with those guys, please. I don't want them shooting at us anymore. I know we need armor-piercing shots on the cell swords, but they are taking us down with just those few numbers. And only 3. One more volley should do it for that unit. Switch to that one, please. There we are. And let's grab the last of the Rangers to move them up to close range. Yep, and Steel Bowmen, yeah, they're doing okay. Could be better. You guys shoot those. And yeah, if they're going to stay back here, that is fine with me. Sellswords are very potent. Why don't you guys deal with those lumbermen too? Cut them out. And down to only 21. We'll be able to go into melee very soon here. Ah, they're basically dead. We might as well just shoot them down. It could have been an interesting fight, but they decided to stay here. I've done this battle other times, and they actually come out to attack you, so I'm not sure why they decided to do it this time. No sense in looking at the battle statistics. It was just a rebel assault. But now we have our new pseudo-capital. It might be best for us to actually make Ost-Sul our current capital, because it is in the middle of all of our land. Numinos is a bit farther from everything else, so yeah, I think Ost-Sul would be a better way to generate income. Otherwise, we're going to lose a lot from corruption in Numinos, and corruption is such a pain to deal with, especially in settlements that have no infrastructure. And Halbrad is the conqueror of Numinos. We shall only occupy the settlement. We'll need every last civilian we have. And we have 927, which is not terrible. Yeah, corruption's already taking 500 gold away. So we're making 4767 next turn. If we make Ost-Sul the capital, let's just check. Finish turn in 1364. We lose a little bit there, but we make more at Numinos. So that helps a little bit with the corruption. Gets rid of about 200 of it, so not bad. We could honestly grab a war camp really fast just to grab units, which is actually very tempting. And it would give us public order, wouldn't it? But so is getting a carpenter's hut and saving money on everything. Oh, we do have a stone circle. Let's just grab the war camp. Eventually we'll get the House of Kings, but before we do that, we're going to need the Numinos Guild House. I just want the war camps that we can actually train units. Hervigale will be the governor. And now we have to decide, do we go for Fornost Irain next? Do we push for Barquetta, which is... Actually, I would never recommend going to Barquetta. That's a terrible idea. Could push for Under Towers or grab some more of this land kind of in the breadbasket over here. The issue is that it is very, very poor. I'm just going to toggle the Fog of War just to show those regions. One of them is, I think, Ost-Cologne, which has a decent garrison. Like, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 units there. And, like, no real resources. And the only other expansion would be Under Towers, which also isn't really worth it for the Dunedain. And issue with Barquetta is that its only resource is iron. It's pretty poor. It is a Arthedain region, so we can use it to grab some extra units in the north. It can be useful, but it's kind of just... It's hard to tell. Now, currently, Halbrad is the governor here, but I don't want him to be. I'd rather that be Hervigil.
Yes.
So, Halbrad, if you leave, we actually make more money. Hervigil is a better governor than you. Would you look at that? Well, we can take some of these units out. And either... Yeah, we'll have them go northwest for now. Grab watchtowers, and we can make a push for Deadman's Dyke. I think that'll be essential for our success in the north. And plus we have all these units, so yeah, we will want to do that. It would take him how many turns to get there? 2. These guys would take some time. We could get these horse archers up there. That would help. Yeah, we're going to need everything. I do need to keep an eye out for Tyrduin, but since the goblins haven't taken it yet, we might be alright. So we have 1,500 gold. Let us send these Dunedain Rangers. Let's get these guys up to the fort. Have them sit there, and then the cavalry can make it there next turn. Keep an eye on Tyrduin. We might just go for it, though. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. We'll grab one spy just to have vision in all these places. And this is really interesting. The Dunlendings want trade. I will take it for... Give me some gold. That's all I want. Give me like 300, give me like 500 gold. You don't want to give us any money, I think, but we'll see if we can get that. Nope, they don't even want it. Priorities of trade, but you don't want to pay for it? Well, so be it, Dunland. Not like we borrow them anyway. There's literally not a single region that would benefit from trade with them. Oh, yep, and as I suspected, there were the goblins. So they did attack Tyrduin with a relatively large army, so that is what I was worried about. If they attack Ost-Sul, we can easily defend that. With the garrison that we have, and the fact that they'll get tired by the time they climb up the hill. Yep, we don't need to worry about taking that. A letter arrives. While entering the Prancing Pony, Aragorn had a chat with the owner. It seems the Grey Wizard left a letter for Aragorn which states the following morning. Elisar, dark have been the times of late, and if I'm right, I might have stumbled on the darkest secret of all. I cannot tell you my suspicions in this letter. It might fall in the wrong hands, but I hope I can count on your help. You must search for the creature Gollum in the Rhudaur uplands. His appearance will be somewhat orcish and he will travel alone. It is imperative that you locate him before the dark forces find him. The Nine have indeed left Minas Morgul, as the rumors told. I myself will ride to Minas Tirith to do some more research. Meet me here in the Prancing Pony as soon as you have located and captured Gollum. Hurry, Elisar. Time is of the essence. And this is the interesting thing about this letter, is that he tells you to go find Gollum and then meet him at the Prancing Pony, but Gandalf has to go all the way to Minas Tirith in that time. So, I don't know how long he expects Aragorn to be spending over there, but all we need to do is simply cross the bridge into the Rhudaur uplands and hope that we don't get attacked by that rebel army and hope they stay in their region. Isengard and Lothlorien Airport? Oh, that's it. So I can actually show this off, because I forgot about this new feature. There is now a new settlement, the Fangorn Camp for Isengard. So they are actually very close to Lorien, and they've actually sent a army over to Lorien. I don't really know why they do that. I guess they border them right here. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the whole balance of Middle-earth in Divide and Conquer, being that that settlement has been added. So before we forget, let's move that spy over to Tyrduin, get visual on those guys. And just a bunch of Snaga, nothing that strong. We'll keep them in the area. Orcabal is a general though, so if this army didn't have a general, it'd be super easy to deal with. They'd rout almost instantly, but while they do, it's going to be a little bit more trickier.
Yes.
Aragorn, you're going to keep moving over there. Osul has a leather tanner. We're making about 900 gold. We're going to need money for a Numenos first and foremost. Let us see here. I might need to keep these Dunedain scouts down here. I think honestly because Fornost is mostly infantry, it shouldn't be too hard to actually deal with. We'll go ahead and attack this rebel army. I don't want to be dealing with any devastation, so we'll get rid of them, get a couple hundred gold for fighting them, and then push onwards to Dead Man's Dyke. And the only thing threatening in the settlement is they might have heavy goblin crossbows, but we have steel bowmen and trolls too, but we also have steel bowmen for the trolls. And can I just say, I love this artwork, the imagery of Thor's halls in Erebor. Just chef's kiss. Alright, just a bunch of orc fighters, unarmored, no shields. We won't really need to engage with them for a while with our infantry, so we will simply shoot at them as long as we are allowed to. Ideally, focus fire one unit at a time, but I guess dealing with spread out units won't be too terrible either. Honestly, Halbarad is basically at his replenishment cap anyway, so if he has to tank, I'm okay with that. It's all orc fighters, absolutely no orc hunters, so it's just going to be a pure melee fight. Alright, do we want to focus on one unit at a time, or spread the damage? It would technically be better to focus on one. Actually, the front ones are already getting annihilated. We're just going to stand our ground. Screw it. Let them come in. They're already getting shaken. These guys are going to fire at those. You guys fire at that, whatever. Why don't you guys switch to those?
The enemy are badly bloodied.
And what are they shaking? Not bad. One more volley. Actually start to run, please. You deal with those. Alright, we're going to need to get some infantry here. Oh, no, no, no. Please get out of the way. Thank you. You lads need to run. I need to get some support over here. Let those rangers keep on fighting. That is okay. What? How? Excuse me? How is he already dead? What even killed him? Okay. This is not happening this way, guys. I'm sorry. That should not have happened. Alright, and we are back now. I don't usually save scum, But that is utterly ridiculous. You're telling me our general, with an amazing bodyguard with 20 defense and multiple hit points, managed to die instantly as he went into combat against infantry? Yeah, no, that is not real. That is actually fake news. That is orc propaganda. That did not happen. Alright, let us simply just do what we did last time. They can keep on firing. These units will die. Hopefully before they get into melee. Alright, shoot at the general, please. If we need to, we can send in a unit over there. How are you guys doing? Excellent.
Only half the enemy force
We don't want to get caught in melee, so we will pull out very soon after that volley. You lads go into melee. You lads run away. Run away. And the general's already nearly dead, so I'll take that. You guys run away, please. Alright, and going into melee, what will happen? Will he die instantly this time, or will he survive? I think he'll be okay. Now, you lads, get right behind them, please. We'll use our infantry. It's not like we don't have them. They will take a lot of damage. The orc fighters are actually pretty decent melee combatants. Where's Halbrad? Are you in melee? No, you're perfectly fine this time. You guys charge into those, make them rout. Excellent. So all we need to do is make them run away. You should be able to beat those units just fine. You lads charge in. They are wavering. Yeah, if it was like some grand epic battle, I'd be okay if he had fallen. But not in this case. Not in the case where we're fighting rebel goblins and he died instantly. That makes zero sense. Absolutely no sense. Like, whatever goblin he fought must have had just perfect rolls for every hit point. I mean, he's got to have at least 4 or 5, right? Like, he's got a biography, he's a named character, he has armor. So for like a couple of hits to actually perfectly have bypassed his defense skill, his 12 armor, that is just highly unlikely. Very, very unlikely. So that never happened. Fake news, guys. Didn't happen. I don't know where you heard that Halbrad died against some orc looters. We'll go ahead and occupy the fort. Save money for now. Let's see. We'll make it to Dead Man's Dyke next turn. These guys should probably just head their way on up. And yeah, I think we're doing alright. Aragorn's going to make his way towards the east. Keep tabs on Tyrduin and move horse archers as we see fit. And we do have a benefit for adoption. I don't like taking people under Aragorn, though. It just feels wrong. So I'm going to say nah. Nah, boys. Sit your butt down. We will train generals from Fenris Jordan in 21 turns, but we shall not adopt generals under Aragorn himself. Now, it looks like the goblins have actually played a really dumb move. They've left Orcabal in the village. I'm okay with that. But they're moving their whole army up to Osul. And, yeah, their morale is not going to hold them through this settlement. We will withdraw. These guys are going to be needed up here. Breland Militia, yada, yada, yada. Everyone's going to have to stay there. Aragorn will make his way to the west, and he shall sit within the region of Rudaur. Go ahead and hide in the trees if you can. I worry about those rebels. He should be okay, though. Everything else finished in. I guess you could get... no, we need to worry about our important settlements. Do we want to train anything? We don't really need more militia yet. We could get chicken farming. I mean, we should honestly get a herbalist. That'll help with our population there. And maybe give him some good traits. In fact, we'll turn down these taxes now. I'd like for Osul to eventually be upgraded. Finish Drurin. Yeah, we'll put you down too. That way you can get your town upgraded a little bit faster. And I think that'll be it for this turn. They should attack us though, so we'll get one nice defensive battle. And, oh, did I forget to move our generals? I did. Hold on, guys. I'm going to reload that autosave. I knew I was forgetting something. I was moving so quickly. I don't think that this would be considered save scumming. You just simply forgot to do something. I didn't go into the next turn. No battle happened. I just forgot to move Halbrad. I'm all over it today. I've actually been up since 5 a.m. and I'm recording this video at like 9 p.m. So it's getting towards that time where my mind's like, all right, Agamemnon, you probably need some sleep. Alright, we're going to besiege the settlement. I don't think we'll do the battle for Fenestrin in this episode, but we'll probably use that to kick off the second episode. Please tell me we reach it. Yes, we do. That is perfect. And you guys, just stand there for now. They potentially could sally out. We'll grab more goblins, though, to help us. Are those Barrow-wights? Oh, yeah, they have Barrow-wight generals, so that's something to be a little bit worried about. Do we move our spy yet? Doing? Let's just move him south. Yeah, if they went for Kalaniak, I'd much rather prefer they did that, because this settlement's going to be unoccupied for a while. It does look like Bree might be having to deal with Dunland, though. We'll see what happens. I wonder if they'll ever take Mangalin. And here they come. The Goblins of Moria deciding that they would attack the tower, the weather top, the Tower of Weather, the top of the hill, the top of the weather. They thought they could come in here with 2,500 goblins, walk up to our hill, and take our settlement. We shall show them how wrong they are. And without a general, like the sheer audacity that they would believe that they could simply walk into our village without even so much as a somewhat competent orc leader. They have gone up here only to die. Why would they do this? I ask you, why would they do this? So, we got Breland Militia. They'll work well enough against the goblins, but we, for the most part, will just have our Dunedain Rangers and Archers fire at them from the flanks, if we can ever fit them one of these days. And honestly, once they do push up, we will be able to just surround them from the back, and it will be ridiculous the damage that we can do. Archer Militia right there, please. You guys should go maybe there, and Dunedain. I guess you guys are fine right back there. But yeah, they will like instantly rout as soon as they go up this hill. We'll keep our archers off fire at will for now, and then infantry, why don't you guys get together? It's going to take them a long time to get up here. In fact, they're saying the wargs in first. Are these skirmishers, or are these just melee? Yep, they are melee only, so that works out pretty well for us. I guess we'd probably want the Dunedain Wardens to deal with them first. So yeah, let us do that. Get you guys right there. We will shoot at them as they crest the hill. Alright, here we go. Please shoot, please shoot. But yeah, they should die very quickly to our spears, but we'll just get a little bit of early damage on them. There we go, not bad. And I think that'll be okay. Yeah, up against a shield wall, I don't expect them to do very well at all. Their captain is already dead, so yeah, that's not good for them. Losing their captain that early, it could not have been worse for them. Oh, this is going to be really easy, isn't it? Now, why don't you lads fall back? And everyone fire at will. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Fire at will, lads. Snaga skirmishers, easy pickings. Any goblin infantry? A couple Snaga archers, goblin archers, a couple goblin infantry down at the bottom of the hill. So yeah, we'll have pretty much all the time in the world just to shoot these guys down, and shoot them we shall do. They're already wavering. Haven't even gone into melee, and they're already wavering. Let's have you guys go like right there. Ideally, we're going to want to capture a lot of these. Alright, stop shooting. Let us capture them, please. Run in there, lads. We're not going to get them all, are we? No, we're not. We're going to cut our losses there. They'll probably come back. Alright, you lads right over there, please. Just keep on firing, doesn't matter at what. They will all die in due time. Yeah, they're just, as soon as they climb up the hill, they are just done. We should probably save some of our ammo. Go ahead and stop, lads. Yep, run over here, please. Oh, those Dunedain bodyguard took some damage there. The Dunedain scouts did, I should say. Oh, are you guys getting shot at? Oh, that's annoying. Alright, start shooting. You guys going into melee. You guys start shooting, please. You guys start shooting. Might as well just use up the rest of our ammo now. Are they going to run away already? Ah, that works. Alright, perfect. Just go in. Chase them. They don't have a chance. They are done. They're already done from this battle. Alright, chase them all. I don't even care. They should just rout on contact, I would think. Yep, they are not having a good time. I mean, these ones are still wavering. Some are fresh, but we've already killed 45% of them. Yep, they are all routing. Perfect. That works great. Alright, we don't need these guys to chase. We don't need anyone to chase, really, except for the cavalry. That's the only thing that we need. You guys can keep shooting, though. Use up all your ammo. Please capture every last one. We could probably ransom them for a ton of money here. Come on, don't let them get away, please. You guys could definitely be capturing them a lot quicker than this. What are we at? 84%? Yeah, I want every single one that we can get. This is probably going to be at least 2,000 gold if they actually take the ransom. Don't let those Snaga skirmishers get away. That's 59. What's more valuable? Probably the Goblin infantry, but we're all running this way. Yeah, if they do this, it's kind of a nice way to farm money. If they just keep sending in their soldiers, we can ransom their lives, and they shall exchange them for golds and other commodities that we can use to build this kingdom. It is not about exterminating your enemies, but also deriving them of their wealth. We'll grab these. We might as well just grab every single one. We won't do that. That'll take a little bit longer than I want to. Alright, that'll do. Got 1,487 prisoners. That should hopefully get us a nice, a nice little bank deposit should the goblins want to pay us. And if they don't, then so be it. We will execute the goblins. 3,400 gold. Will they do it? Yes, they took it. Oh, that is like a full rebate for our kingdom. We will now invest in everything we can since we have all this extra money. We'll get more units, we'll get more infrastructure, we'll grab some herbalists. That is a huge financial boom for us, and I plan on utilizing it to its fullest. So Aragorn might be attacked by the rebels. Yes? No, he actually isn't. That works out. So after tracking the footsteps and traces of the creature Gollum for days, it has become clear that the creature no longer inhabits the Rhudaur uplands. It is very likely that he has been captured by servants of the Dark Lord. The trail went south for many miles until it was no longer clear which direction Gollum went. It would be best to return to Bree and report to Gandalf as soon as possible. He will not be happy to hear about the disappearance of Gollum, but perhaps he can shine a light on why this creature is of such importance. It is best to travel to Bree directly since the lands are becoming more dangerous every day. While searching for Gollum, we did manage to learn how to master the skills of Kingsfoil for treating wounds. So we did get a new retinue, the Aetholos. Yep, there it is. We'll help him with his casualty replenishment. I wish it was a bit better though. 2% is not that big. Aragorn will make his way back. We'll avoid those rebels. And now that we have all this money, yeah, you know what? We'll grab a herbalist. We got one going there. We'll take Dead Man's Dyke in the next episode. And, yeah, we're still have money left over. We could grab another unit here, like another Breland Militia. Might not be bad just for the free upkeep.
Your orders, my lord.
And eventually we'll go for tier 2, but we'll let them get a few more buildings there. I'm not worried. Hopefully they just kind of like... they could come back, so let's keep them here for now. Put these Archer Militia in the fort. Hopefully they just go for Koloniak and leave instead. That would be very useful. But I think at this point I will go ahead and end the campaign for today's episode. When I get to the second episode, we will begin that with the attack of Dead Man's Dyke. And I think we've got the ball rolling for a very successful Dunedain campaign. So if you guys are new to the channel or have not already subscribed, please do. I'd like to keep on growing this channel. It is something that I really much enjoy, and leave a like down in the video, and comment about anything. It does not matter. It just helps with the algorithm. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Farewell, my friends.